My name is Nancy. I'm a compulsive overeater. I eat 3 weighed and measured meals a day from the gray sheet that I have committed to my sponsor. I don't eat anything else or in between, no matter what. Abstinence is the most important thing in my life. It is a blessing and a privilege to be able to say that. So, oh my goodness, I have 1 year and 5 days of this incredible solution, which has not failed me because I have not failed it. I totally gave up and surrendered to the gray sheet solution. And with whatever was left in my mind and body and my sponsor, I went after this with all my heart. And I really believe that each time I tell my story, different things will come out. So I'm not going to apologize for telling my story. I'm not going to apologize for myself or anything else ever again. So there we are. Everyone on the screen is precious to me. We move forward together. This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. But let's not waste time with unbelievable. I did not know throughout most of my life that I had a bodily condition that affected my mind, which couldn't defend me from it. Most of my life, I addressed the symptoms, but never the cause. And the gray sheet solution goes right to the heart of it. And I will never have to try the keto, the Mediterranean, the paleo, the Atkins, or any other, especially my own good sense and willpower, which disappears the minute I get into the sugar, the grains, and the starches. And well, I'm telling you, and we're there. So about a year ago, actually, it was in November, a year ago, I don't think I had much longer to live. I hadn't seen my feet in a very long time. I had to be very careful where I sat down, including the chiropractor's table, because it looked awful flimsy, and I was sure it was going to break under me one of these days, and I'd have to pay for it and never go back again. And so I spaced out my treatments because I didn't want that indignity. And there were just 100 things. I had just gotten reduced to clothes that, I never went out anymore, I just didn't go out because I couldn't go downstairs and I couldn't come back up them and I couldn't breathe. And I couldn't wash myself properly. I know this is a recording, but I found this lovely picture. I think that's how I felt. And I actually looked like that too. And I couldn't get it places to watch, and the shower curtain stuck to me. And it was, I don't know, a little part of me died every day. Some new part of me just gave up and thought, I can't change this. Here we are. I was waiting for, actually, by a couple of symptoms I seemed to be having. It was a sign, according to the internet, you know how true that is. It was going to be either liver failure or kidney failure. And I just thought I'd just wait and see which one got me first. I was a night person. As soon as my husband went to bed, I rummaged around, got all kinds of stuff. I didn't care if it was stale or whatever. I really wasn't picky. And after the very first bite, I go into the zone and I became a chewing machine. I'd be watching TV at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, Greta Garbo and the original Swedish. I didn't care. It was the noise in the background. And there I was chewing away. Most of these are mine. I mean, honest to God, what are the chances? I expected to finish like the Eskimos that chew on whale blubber till their teeth are stubs. I am very blessed that actually my moving parts still move. God has been very gracious to me that I've lived long enough to come and be with you tonight and tell you the story that you know as well. This is just the way it played out for me. So I avoided doctors. I avoided dentists. It was so painful because I couldn't stop the oncoming train. I just didn't want to be scrutinized and held accountable for it because I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it. And I was ashamed. I was depressed. I was helpless. I was disgusted, all this stuff. And I was hopeless. That's the turning point. But there was nothing I could do about it. And I was really, for all purposes, pretty much dead. Mentally, until recently, I didn't really understand that I'd lost capacity for everything. It was when it started to come back that I could see how much I'd lost.
5 minutes down, Nancy.
That's great. Well, I'm going to skip a lot of things that I've shared with you before, but I'm going to say that, let me see. I actually had a picture. I suffered my entire life from the effects of eating because my body couldn't process it normally. And so I was born in 1945, and in the 50s, when I got out of the house, by the time I was 5 years old, I hadn't been allowed to play with the other children, and I'm still catching up at this late age of 75, but I'm playing good with you people because we understand each other. And when I first came onto the Gray Sheet and first figured out how to do the Zoom things, everybody opened their mouth, told me a little bit about me, and I was instantly belonging. I didn't know how to express myself and was really afraid of one more time being banished, but it has not happened. And if anybody ever belonged, it's me with you. I've got a couple pictures from my teenage years, which was hell on wheels. And here is my holy sainted grandmother. This is my grandmother who took me under her wing. And this is me, a teenage kid with Brillo hair in Syracuse, New York. We had a photographer come every year on my birthday and take a picture of the family. He didn't even say your dress is unbuttoned. This was an adult dress anyway. I think I was 12 years old. Grandma's got her hooks into me, and so it was. She was also my protector. Here's my family. And here I am again. I had a widow's peak, that little thing, but somebody said that's a mark of great beauty. So I took some tweezers and pulled it out because it really didn't fit the description. This is my brother, Ben, 1 year younger. We were twin tubs. There's grandma. There's my father and my mother. Everybody got dressed up for this birthday picture. And my poor brother and I were just so ugly. Look at the shoes. It was just a conflict of who could make sense of this? Anyway, that was my reality. That was my life, and there I was just trying to get by. And as you all know, because I always say this, I went in my room and read a lot, which got me scholarships, got me out of that house, got me a vocabulary. And today my sponsees benefit from that. How nice. So anyway, as I was saying, most of my life, I had to compensate for that. And there were things like I was a brownie. I was a Girl Scout. I went to the senior prom. I got married. But every single one of those was the result of immense effort, diet pills and water pills, to go to the senior prom, to get married. I was the queen of Weight Watchers in Syracuse, New York. Nobody had ever seen anybody lose weight that fast. I was motivated by terror that I would look like a big white, I don't know what, ocean liner coming down the aisle. And the thing is, these things worked once and they never worked again. And that is, I'm telling you, nothing new. And this is true. So here I am, baffled. So, I did want to say something about the 2 times that food saved me, because I was always heading for the next binge. I didn't quite get around, as you can see today, to killing myself. Although I looked forward to just this thing ending, and I was always looking for some way to do it. And obviously it did not happen. But there was always another binge that kept me from killing myself. And as I shared the other day, I really want to share this with you. Food really saved me. I used to go fishing with my father, who didn't want children, and Ma produced 2, 1 year apart. So the poor man, he just never got over the depression of it all. But he used to take me fishing with him, and I'd have to sit in a little aluminum boat with him and wait for this little tiny thing at lunchtime on Saturday. And and my grandmother could outdo that 10 times over. She'd just send a taxi to the delicatessen and bring back stuff to, stuff us with. So I really didn't like going out in the boat with my father and watching the fish die and lower them over the edge. And I didn't know what to talk about and give me the creeps anyway. And I was just so uncomfortable. So one Saturday, the 25th of June, 1960, I'm thinking I'm staying home and get grandma's big treats and sweets and all kinds of stuff. And so he went by himself. He called me 3 times, but I pretended I was asleep. And a storm came up on Oneida Lake, and his boat overturned, and he
10
drowned.
minutes down.
Perfect, Susanna. And he drowned, and he never came home. And then the family kind of closed in around that fact. And if I had been with him, I'm not sure what would have happened. And it doesn't matter because I'm here today, but life is full of those things. So food, it stood by me, but I like to say every time I turned up to my crutch, it crippled me a little more. I was, for all purposes, quite dead by the time I got here. Well, what happened? What happened a year ago? I remembered I had once done the gray sheet and nothing was working. And I went in my desk drawer and I still had my old gray sheet, and I went and got it. And I had 3 scales, which measured in grams. And there'd been somebody kind of keeping an eye on me. And they said, would you like to get a sponsor and start a day count? And what am I going to say? No, thank you. Look at me. I'm just waiting to die or explode. It was amazing. So off I went. And oh my God, I tell you, I had to set alarms to call my sponsor. I'd lose her phone number. I mean, I can't, somebody told me about Zoom meetings. I didn't know they didn't all have the same ID code. So I'm calling my sponsor 1 minute to the meeting where the meeting started. What's the number for the patients? This person is so patient, and so I started to come to the Zoom meetings, and I was going to show you this. I cleaned my kitchen. Oh, did I? We can't really see this, and that's fine, but I threw out this stuff and I threw out that stuff, and it went, and I got clean in the house, and the miracle started. And I got put back on day 1 because I did something that wasn't what we do. And I remember I called somebody on the screen and I said, what does it mean, day 1? I'm on day 1. And the person said to me, onwards and upwards. And day 1 was not the end. It was the beginning of more honest eating, more comprehension of what we do. The spirit came, and it really was the beginning. Of course, I could say so many things. I just want to say that in this year, these clothes have been in the attic for about 25 years. I was the girl who the only thing that fit were earrings, and I just resigned to that. But it's funny to come alive and be there and to be of use to others because I have 2 sponsees. I am the booker. Get ready for tomorrow's meeting. I'm the timer at that meeting. I'm the booker for the London meeting. I mean, I'm starting to come alive. But I just want to say my meals are abundant. I don't have to feel like I'm on any kind of diet. I am so satisfied. My health is coming back. The apnea sleep doctor wants his machine back. I bought a belt. I haven't had a waist in 25 years, probably. I forget to weigh myself, and I can't remember what the number means. My sponsor has to just take that number, put it in the bank. I have no pain anywhere in my body, and it is the inevitable probably will happen. I have at least the dignity I never knew throughout my earlier life to just go forward. And lots of people here who know how to go to the doctor, who know how to do the rest. My mind is clear to solve problems. And, I'm hoping you'll put in all the things that your abstinence has brought to you, because we have a new person here, and who's not new and who couldn't learn more. But I want to express my gratitude to God, for starters, that God never gave up on me. And the other thing that's kind of fun is that my 34 years in Alcoholics Anonymous suddenly bloomed, because you can't talk to God with your mouth full.
1 minute left, Nancy.
And God never left me. And I found this little picture. And this picture just is my relationship to you, who have more experience, and certainly my experience with God. When I asked for help, the help was there. And it's almost biblical to be part of, to come back from truly the dead. I would hardly say I was restored to anything. I'm in a whole place that I've never been in my life. And I have people with whom I can be honest, who I can be sincere. I'm not cynical. I don't make jokes, especially at my own expense. I can listen. I cry a lot, but it's not from sugar detox. It's from belonging that yearned long offshore. And I have integrity. And so I guess that's a nice, I'm glad I let you record me today. I finally got there. And that's one of the fears that's lifting. And that's beautiful. Thank you, Susanna. Thank you, everyone. No matter what,